How do you divide up your storybook manuscript so that it is well paced throughout the whole story? And if you have a 32-page final book, how many pages do you actually divide the manuscript into? Let's look at my top tips for picture book pacing. Dividing the manuscript is a very essential building block to starting off your entire picture book. So this is the insight I really want to get across for dividing up your manuscript. If you are publishing a 32-page picture book, which is the picture book size and length that I typically publish, it isn't entirely for the story. Your front and back matter take up 4 to 6 pages. And so that leaves you with about 26 to 28 pages for the main content. And that means you need to divide up the manuscript accordingly. You need to divide up the manuscript into 26 to 28 different segments, not 32. And I do see that as being, a downfall that some beginners will do is think, I have a 32-page picture book. I need 32 sections of text. I print my manuscript and I break it into sections. I actually print out a hard copy and I cut it up and break it into sections, matching each piece of text to a page or spread, and beginning to think and daydream on what illustrations might go well with that text. This is called pacing the story, and pacing the story is key. Here's how I divide my story. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have front matter and we have back matter. But in between that, every story, every well-written story has a beginning, middle, and end. Your beginning is your world building, the scene setting, the character introduction. Your middle is where the conflict builds into a climax, and basically the problem is really huge in the middle of the book, and maybe solutions are started to be thought of. And then at the end of the book is where we resolve the story with a satisfying conclusion. So I work with a general rule of thumb of how I divide up the pacing of a picture book. I give 1/4 of the book pages to the beginning. I give 1/2 of the book pages to the middle, and 1/4 of the book pages to the end. But we need to bear in mind that in a 32-page picture book, there's going to be front matter and back matter that need to be subtracted from the pages. So you're left with about 26 to 28 pages, and you're going to have to account for where the front matter and back matter fall. So this for me means that around pages 5 to 10, I am doing the beginning world building of the book. From about pages 11 to 23, I'm developing the conflict and building the climax. From about pages 24 to 29, I'm resolving the story into the satisfying conclusion, and the world resolves and comes back to this glorious state. And I make my thumbnail sketches and my writing align with that basic rule of thumb. Now, there are always exceptions to every rule, but this is a basic formula that I can follow, and it helps me to stay really organized with the pacing of my book. For my thumbnail sketches, I use the 32-page template to sketch the simple thumbnails. I show you that in another video that I highly recommend, but these are rough ideas where the text and illustrations might go. This step helps me to balance the double page spreads, single page illustrations, and smaller moments like the vignettes, and get a feel for the flow of the overall book. I hope you found this video helpful, and check out the channel for more videos like this. Make sure to hit subscribe, the bell, share this with a friend, and be sure to leave a comment on any of your storybook pacing tips as well. We are growing together in community as picture book creators. Bye for now.